Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. So at this point we've gone over the dependencies of the order service. We will now dig further into the rest of the order service, so stay tuned. So we've taken a look at order line and the rest of the modules. The next thing we will take a look at, and this one really is supposed to, order line is supposed to be another module, so I'll move it here at some point to refer to it. Let's take a look at the little stuff that we need, and then we come back to the rest. Some of these I moved them, so winning bid shouldn't be here. I moved it, so I'll sort it out. We got a global exception, which is handy. We are looking at the messages that we are sending here. So we said that if it's product unavailable, if the exception that we are sending is product unavailable, then this is the message we return, and then we're saying that if it is order not found, this is the message we are sending, and then we return this if it is nothing. It says unknown error, so we return this one if the if it is not known. So these lot are known, but this is not known. So that is the global exception. Let me take a look at the got a business exception here. Product unavailable, order unavailable, that it goes alongside the handler. We'll take a look at it. Will be more this is error responses as well. We will take a look at it properly when we, so that you understand what we need it for. And this one is, we will take a look at this as we look at it, because you will understand it a lot more. The next thing to look at is, we come back to Kafka configuration, right? That's it, is the controller. So we are anointing it with the SLF4J, just so we can write logs. There should be logs somewhere, just so we can write logs to our test. And then we are following the same conventions as I always say. The REST map thing is API, the API /v version 1 / all this. So this is supposed to be / all this. And then the first thing that we will take a look at is the create order. So when we create order, we need all these details, because we need to pass these details to Kafka as well. So we need the username, the first name, last name, email, and we are dragging all these from the gateway all the way down. So once the user logs in, the token is taken on, and then we storing these and then we are dragging it down to the other services to avoid adding security to dependency in the services, because the security dependency then takes over the security, and then that also takes over keycloak, basically security. So we don't want to use it. And then we are also passing on order request. What is order request? Order request is in the DTO. So jump into order request, and this is order request, and this is what it does. It just has a payment request and an order request. Payment request just has a long ID, and we have a long ID and the amount and the payment method. Okay, the request, and then order request has all these details. It's got the reference of the order and the total amount, the payment method, and the products containing in the list of product purchase products containing the order. What else do we have? Back to the control. Okay, now that's the request. Order payment request. That is the request that we have. And trial, we say we're taking the order number out of this. So so for the order processing service, we are passing all these details to it. That's the process order with payment, and then we are storing the return back of ID back into this variable. We're storing it into this variable. We're saying okay with the ID. And when we create an order, we store the order number there, and then we return it as order number. And then we, if there's a problem, we display this exception. We say, for example, we say the error processing the order for user with the details, username, and then the message that comes with it, which makes it easier for us to debug when we need to debug. All right, we will take a look at the service. So we will take a look at this method, and it says process order with payment, which is good. So in order to process the order with payments, we are passing on these requests: the username, first name, last name, and string. We could if we wanted to pass on the token, and then take out these, but that means adding security dependency within this service, and we don't want to do that. So then the order request, of course, and then we are just displaying a message to say we are processing payment for this particular user, and then we are using the payment service client. This is the payment service client, and the only way we are communicating with the payment service is through this payment service client. So let's take a look at the payment service client, and in the payment service client we are anointing it as at service. Then we are adding the at required argument constructor, and of course the class, and then this we've got private final rest template, so we will look into why we need that one. And then this is the most important thing, is this at value. We are taking on this value from the configuration YAML file, application YAML file, and we take a look at it in a moment, and we are giving this reference file. So let's take a look at the application YAML file, which will be order. Something is definitely draining the I think we will find it a lot more quicker than this one. My system is a bit slow, so let's find it. Go all the way to the config server, and then in the order service YAML file we have this thing set up so that we can make a call. So we got application, that's the first one, and we got config. So we are saying this application dot this config, and then we're saying the one we are looking at is payment dash URL. If you don't get this correct, you would have an error, and then you might, I'm just gonna exaggerate again, you will climb up the amount of errors and return before you find out what the problem is. So this needs to be correctly done. So we got string, we are put double quotes, and then we got $, and then we got the curly bracket, and then we got all the things, parameters we want to put. Then close the curly bracket. Of course, the rest, the circle brackets also needs to be closed. And then the reference, which we are making use of it at the bottom here. So we're saying this REST template, return REST template will post for object, and then we're saying this URL, that's the one that we just covered, and that is basically the URL we took a look. This URL, which is we're saying http://localhost colon, and then we're saying 8222. Now 8222 is the gateway port, and we take a look at it when we get there, and we're saying we're following that convention, and this is why it's easier to use the convention, so you can't keep up with everything. So in API /version1/payments, and that is the payment main the API. Now we don't need this. We had it there before, but we don't need it, and we will get rid of it in time. Then we are then we saying /process payment. So this is an endpoint in the payment service that we are calling, and then we are passing on entity and payment response to that REST template. So that is the only method I want to take a look within the order service. So I'm finding this thing is so slow, so this is why I'm scrolling down, so it's annoying, but just bear with me. It needs to be restarted, I think, but I won't restart it because I need to carry on with this one. The next one we are going to take a look at order line. I am going to end the video here, and then we will pick up from the next one in the next video. All right, see you then. Bye bye.